Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. My name is Jana Fonseca. I'm the Director of Health, Safety, and Wellness here at the NCHSAA. We are super grateful to be joined by Lynn Henninghausen and Katie Kilty of Whole Health Sport. They will introduce themselves here in just a second to provide an overview of what we're rolling out, this programming that we're rolling out that's intended to train athletic directors, coaches, athletic trainers, adults who interact with our student athletes in mental health first aid. This has been a bit of a long time coming for the NCHSAA. We have known, for a while that mental health is a hot topic, and we've been contacted by a lot of you as ADs and coaches for more resources. So we're very pleased to be able to add Whole Health Sport to our team to be able to roll out this programming to you all. So this session is being recorded for people that aren't able to join today. And we will ask that you use the Q&A chat when we turn it over to Q&A, but do feel free to add any questions and answer questions into that section as we go along. And what we will ask this particular group, again, y'all are the first ones that we're presenting this to as we get ready to kind of roll this out on a broader level, is how we can do this effectively, how we can make a significant impact with this program, and how we can get it in front of as many people as possible. So we are very open to feedback in terms of how we do that successfully. So Lynn, I will kick it over to you to go ahead and get started.
Thanks, Jana. We are really so excited to be with you today. My name is Lynn Henninghausen. I come to you from Davidson, North Carolina. Have lived here for over 20 years with my husband and our 3 now adulting kids. I, as a former student athlete through college, understand very well the influence that all of you have on our young people in sport. And in some ways, I believe sport is what made me who I am today, right? It helped shepherd me into all that I do and all that I am. Katie.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here and for the incredible work that you do in the support of young people and hopefully one another in this amazing sports space that we all love and understand can be quite challenging. I come to you from Massachusetts. I live north of Boston, and my background is in sports psychology. However, I spent many years as an athlete and as a coach. And the reason I do this work is because a coach noticed that I needed support in some ways, and actually that changed the trajectory of my life as well. And so the passion I have with this work is to help share tools to address the gap between a sports psychologist and a coach, and help you understand how to help the young people that you're working with and to support the peers that you're working with as well. So thank you again for being here. We're really excited to share this opportunity with you.
All right, so let's get started. So Whole Health Sport has teamed up with you all, right? North Carolina High School Athletic Association, as well as the state, North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, and the UNC School of Social Work. So this is a really large initiative that is reaching across our state. So part of the initiative includes training 2,500 school employees in youth mental health first aid. Some of the money goes to train 1,000 high school students in teen mental health first aid. And then our work, the Whole Health Sport work, really is looking at training 700 athletic staff members between today and June 30th of 2023. So let's get started in what this looks like. First, Whole Health Sports wants you to know that we see you. We see the work that you do. We know the work that you do, and we understand some of the challenges and some of the pressures that you are under. We know evidence tells us that the #1 protective factor against mental health challenges and suicide in our young people is you, one trusted adult. And we know that you are that person for many athletes that you serve. We also know that almost half of our young people right now are currently experiencing a mental health challenge, not necessarily a diagnosable mental illness, but mental health challenge. And it causes severe impairment for 1 in 5. So if you do some quick math and you think about the number of students that you serve each day and each week, and divide that by 5 or 4, right? So we know that this is common. We know that we're seeing these these challenges everywhere. We also know that 70% of coaches acknowledge and say that they have a role in supporting youth mental health in student athletes. And almost 50% report that they lack the confidence to do that. And that's where youth mental health first aid comes in. The evidence tells us that people who take this course increase their knowledge of signs and symptoms, have more confidence. That's actually one of the evidence points, more confidence to step in and help someone they think might be incurring a mental health challenge, and also more resource ready. What resources are available to you, both internal and external. So we see you, we're excited to be with you, and I'm going to pass it to Katie.
Thank you, Lynn. Yeah, so what is mental health first aid? And Lynn's going to go into the more specific details after I provide this high level overview. And so really what youth mental health first aid does is it's like first aid, physical first aid, in that it teaches you to recognize and respond to, for mental health. What it does is helps you learn how to identify, understand, and respond to signs of mental health and substance use challenges for young people ages 12 to 18. And so what does that mean? It means from Band-Aid to ER, right? And so we're looking at just basically how to notice and pay attention, also how to create, the way we do it, cultures of mental well-being. So you're having this conversation and noticing, so that when something does change, when a behavior changes or a student athlete shows up in a different way, you know how to engage and have a conversation because you've recognized something that needs to be addressed. What we've done through Whole Health Sport is, Lynn is a national trainer for mental health first aid, and we were granted permission through Whole Health Sport to actually sportify the curriculum. What does that mean? That means that this curriculum, when we deliver it, is applied to the sport space. So when we use case studies, when we use examples, when we're asking you to talk about, the challenges of having a private conversation in public because you want to abide by safe sport, how do you actually do this within the field of play, if you will? And so we've had great feedback on the relevance of the way that we're teaching mental health first aid, and also the camaraderie and the understanding of the challenges when we're teaching, because we've been you and we appreciate that. We want you to be able to understand what's happening, build a culture of mental well-being, know how to intervene if necessary, and also have high expectations with compassion and support, right? So what we're not saying is, oh, it's a mental health day, they can just go off to the side. How do we actually integrate mental well-being into the sport space as readily as physical well-being, so that we're looking at the whole person who's an athlete, and we can do this well. And what do we do when there's a greater challenge? How do we approach? How do we provide the right resources? As Lynn just said, be resource ready. And so we're going to go into the details now about this incredible. Oh, actually, Lynn, could you go to the next slide, please? Oh, hi. Well, we're on the microphone.
Wow.
That's not in our program. But so what's really exciting, this is a empirically validated program, and it's accessible to all of you for free because of this incredible opportunity with the state of North Carolina. So we've removed the barriers for you to be able to participate. And so the actual fee for the program is taken care of, and you get a 3-year certification. Also, you receive, upon completion of the program, you get a $150 gift card, and that completion is the pre-work, the course itself, and the post-work. And as I said, it's doable in 1 day, the course, and Lynn will give you the details on that. The other thing that's wonderful is that if you are also a teacher in a North Carolina middle school or high school, there's a stipend for a substitute to be able to support you while you're taking the course. What we really want to have happen, and the intention of this program, is that teachers and sport administrators, coaches, athletic trainers, the team around the team, are able to access this important skill set to be able to feel empowered to interface with the student athletes that you're working with. Over to you, Lynn.
Right. So some of the details. So youth mental health first aid, this curriculum is designed for adults who work with youth. And so it helps you identify some of the common signs and symptoms, how to interact with a young person who might be experiencing a mental health challenge and or a crisis, how to connect a youth to help. And they're also in this latest iteration of the curriculum, there's additional content about trauma, substance use, self-care, and the impact of social media and bullying. There are two ways to learn this. So we can get into this even more, and we'll make sure that you get this information. But what Katie and I, what Whole Health Sport is offering is the blended version of Youth Mental Health First Aid. So that means before you come into a live session, you complete 2 hours of pre-work, self-paced pre-work. And then the 5 hours together is either virtual, like this, a live virtual course, or an in-person course. So what we're finding is that departments are looking at professional development days to bring us in to train a cohort, or we also have scheduled some virtual trainings where you can just sign up individually or as a team. So we're offering lots of different variations to be able to make this as easy as it can be for you. All right, so let's do this. Virtual courses are open to anyone in North Carolina who serves student athletes. In-person course with your department at the location of your choice, or a virtual course with your department, right? So these are the different ways that we can come to you and that we can partner to be able to bring this curriculum to you, of course, and also to those that you work with. There are 3 ways to reach out to Whole Health Sport. I don't think you need to write your name, school, organization, or email in the chat, because I think Jana is going to be able to supply that to us. You can email us directly at wholehealthsport@gmail.com, or you can go directly to our website where we have open registration for a couple of dates right now. And I just want to say, like, we're so excited to partner, and we are doing this together. We are going to provide this for 700 team around the team members, and think of the impact that we'll make together. The state of North Carolina is a pioneer in this work. The state of Ohio is the only other state that I'm aware of that has funding for athletic departments, for people in athletic departments. So we're going to share this story far and wide about what we're doing in the athletic world for our middle school and high schoolers here in North Carolina, and are so excited to be with you. I want to thank the Governor's Office, Department of Health and Human Services, the Division of Child and Family Wellbeing as the funders, with the work being in collaboration with RBH Wellness Solutions and Behavioral Health Springboard. It's funded by Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental Appropriations. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing, and we're going to open it up to questions and next steps.
Thanks, Lynn. Thanks, Katie. If anybody has any questions, feel free to drop those in the Q&A box as part of our Zoom. And in addition to questions, again, any suggestions about how we roll this out, if there's anything that we can tweak in order to get this information out to, as broad of an audience as possible. We've got some ideas here internally in the office about how we can engage, our social media audience, but, you all are the audience, the ADs are the audience, the coaches are the audience. So any feedback and suggestions you have, we are all ears. Okay, well, Lynn, Katie, I don't see any questions coming through. I will follow up with those of you that attended today, probably with that slide, that last slide that was included that had the QR code, contact information. as well as the website link. That way you all have that information and can work directly with Whole Health Sport, with Lynn and Katie, if you choose to set something up as a group, or if you want to push that out to your local athletic directors and coaches to sign up. But I do want to thank everyone for being here. Again, I'm available. I think everybody here has my email. So if anybody has any follow-up questions, you're more than welcome to reach out afterwards. Katie, Lynn, anything else that you guys want to share? I think we will get everybody a few extra minutes back in their day, but this is great. And again, grateful to everybody that's here. It's a busy time of year. We appreciate it, but considering mental health as part of the health and safety of our student athletes, I think is critical. So we're very pleased to be able to be, again, teaming up with Whole Health Sport to push this out. So thank you so much and have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.